Hello, today we are going to talk about the next version of KDE Frameworks, KDE Frameworks 6, how to build it using kdesrc-build. So, what is KDE Frameworks? Let's look at the kde.org/announcements page. We have on 12th of June KDE ships Frameworks 5.95.0. So KDE Frameworks are 83 add-on libraries to Qt. Friendly licensing terms, mature, peer-reviewed, well-tested, and some of these are below for file indexing, extra CMake modules in order to build the KDE projects and KDE Git repositories, KArchive for compressing files, KCM utils for control modules, the things that appear in the settings application, system settings. kconfig, kcontacts, kcore add-ons, WebKit is the HTML control, GUI control that was before Qt Web Engine. KHTML, another HTML GUI control. This was used to build WebKit and Safari and the first versions of Google Chrome. Internationalization, KIO, Kirigami, a framework for creating applications written in Qt Quick using Qt Quick controls version 2, which work similarly on Android and on the KDE desktop, etc. Let's see how these frameworks are have the Git repositories in the canonical place for their Git repositories in KDE Invent. Let's look at KHTML, for instance. So invent.kde.org/frameworks/KHTML. Okay. And then at the end, back to the announcement. So at the end of the announcement page for the KDE Frameworks 5.95.0, we have the download page where we can download tar.xz files, which contain the source code that then you can compile. And there's in here, if you search for KHTML, you will not find it, because there's a subdirectory called porting aids, which contains libraries which were there in KDE5, in KDE4, were deprecated in KDE5, and will be removed in KDE6. So KDE4 libraries which are still available as a porting aid inside KDE5 and will be deleted in KDE6. So we have KDE WebKit, KHTML, KJS, which is the JavaScript engine, which corresponds to KHTML. And the biggest one of those is KDE libs for support. Cross, which is a scripting engine. Okay, so these porting aids will not exist in KDE Frameworks version 6. Okay, so let's see how we can build KDE Frameworks version 6 using so that version uses Qt 6, whereas KDE Frameworks version 5 uses Qt 5. So in order to build KDE Frameworks version 6, I needed to install from my distribution Qt 6. So I'm on Kubuntu 2204, and I have installed deb packages for Qt 6. So I have Qt 6 everything: web channel, widgets, 3D, declarative, and also the dev packages, and also the private -dev packages installed from the Kubuntu 2204 distribution, so deb packages. QML core, Qt 6 quick, Qt 6 PDF, everything. Qt 6 GUI. Okay. So now let's look at how to install kdesrc. So I've already done this. I've already built a KDE Frameworks version 6. And for that, I did a clean install of kdesrc using this page. kdesrc-build. Okay, so let's move the old kdesrc from yesterday and start with a clean kdesrc-build. So for that, I'm going to move the -kd directory. Okay. And then going to the... So kdesrc consists of two things: the directory ~/kd and the configuration file, which is in ~/.config kdesrc-build-rc. So let's look at this. This is how it looks like. We'll move it out of our way. So move. Primary selection. Okay. Hopefully there's no file. Okay, no such file or directory. So now let's do the procedure of installing kdesrc-build from scratch. So the page is community.kde.org/get-involved-development. I have installed all of the necessary deb packages from my distribution. I have Git configured. I need to get kdesrc-build the Git repo. Let's get a new window. Okay, so I'm creating a new directory, tilde/kd/src. I'm changing to it. I'm git cloning invent.kd.org/sdk kdesrc-build.git, and I'm changing it to that Git repo. Okay. The next thing to do is to run kdesrc-build initial setup, paste. It says I'm going to install some deb packages on your machine. I go, okay. Everything's already installed, all of the deb packages that are the few packages that kdesrc wants to be installed on my machine are already installed and at the latest version. So it's created a sample configuration file at tilde/.config/kdesrc-build-rc, and it asks if I want to edit my bash rc, which I don't, because it's already edited. So it says I can add this at the end of my tilde/bash rc file, which I don't want to do. So let's look at the path variable. So it should have prepended tilde/kd/src/kdesrc-build, which it does. Okay. And now it says if I want to set up Qt and to look and edit the .config kdesrc-build-rc file. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, so that's how it looks like. It says defaults, everything. So the configuration file was created from scratch by this action, kdesrc-build initial setup. So it says include dependencies, which is okay. I want to build the KDE projects, the KDE Frameworks, KF6, KDE Framework 6 Git repos in the correct order. I want to have the make install files into tilde/kd/usr. The Git repos will be cloned into tilde/kd/src. This is the directory, the intermediate directory for CMake. I will not be using a custom Qt Qt. I will use the Qt6 that's installed from debs from my Kubuntu 22.04 distribution. It says CMake options, the CMake build type rel with debug info. I say no. I would want it to be on debug, but let's keep it like this for a while. Num cores, I have 16 threads, let's use that. Num cores low, this is not going to be used, so I would go 12. These are defaults. Stop on failure. Some modules will not build, so I'm preparing for this, and I say stop on failure false. It's okay if some modules don't build. Let's get to the end, build as many as possible, and at the end it will tell me which modules could not be built. And then directory layout invent is better for me than the flat folder layout. Okay, and then it says the minimum things that you could include are KF5 common options build include and KF5 Qt5 build include. Let's look at these files and see what they do. So I'm already into kdesrc-build, which is the correct place. Let's look at it using in Orthodox File Manager. So the files are KF5 common options build include. This guy. This is mostly a sample file, doesn't contain any module or module set. It just says that when building bluesy -Qt, it will need to add an additional CMake option, install the udevrul bulf off. Okay, so I'm going to use the equivalent file for Qt6 KF6, which is this, which again doesn't do anything, just put some options when building the Git repo for bluesy Qt. So we can include this, it's benign. And then it says include KF6 Qt6 build include. So KF5 Qt5 would be for KDE Frameworks 5, but we need a 6 version. So go save. Let's look at what this file does. So KF6 Qt6 build include F4. So this already includes KF6 common options build include this, and then it includes custom Qt6 libs. If I have a custom Qt6, so we could live without this one for a while. And then it says KF6 workspace, KF6 applications, KF6 KDE PIM. So for now, for today, we're only going to try our luck with KF6 Frameworks build include. Control C. Let's close this and paste it in here. Okay, let's look at this file. So I don't know what happened. Like this. Okay. So KF6 Frameworks build include. KF6 Frameworks build include F3. So it says one module, Poplar, which is not from the KDE invent GitLab, but from gitlab.freedesktop.org. Then module set frameworks, then module set phonon, and then module set KF6 support. all of these Git repos will be built with a CMake option Qt major version 6, build with Qt 6 equals on. Okay. So this is what we're going to try. We're going to try building just the KF6, KDE Frameworks version 6, and see what happens. Okay. Let's start building. So we go kdesrc -build, and we want to look at the details of how it builds in order to make sure that it uses the Qt 5 from my system, so from my Linux distribution, that it doesn't use Qt 5, so it uses Qt 6, and that it builds KF6 things, not KF5 things. So for that we go the most verbose output from kdesrc, which is kdesrc -build --debug, and the output is going to be huge, so we go with a paginator. Okay, so first thing first, it clones a Git repo called repo metadata, which tells kdesrc-build the order in which modules need to be built. I started kdesrc with no parameters related to modules or module sets, so it tries to build everything that's configured in my two include files in my config file. So in total there's 1242 repos in repo metadata git repo, but we only need to build a subset of those. So Qt 5, I guess, is the name for Qt, including Qt 6. So it's okay that it says in here Qt 5 with an uppercase Q. Okay, so more of resolving the tree of dependencies. So I press space to go page down. Okay. And still resolving dependencies. At some point it will start git cloning. So it says building extra CMake modules. It says git clone KDE Frameworks / extra CMake modules.git. And then it does the configure step, which says Qt 6 GUI tools version 6, Qt 6 debug tools version 6, Qt 6 QML tools version 6. And the following optional packages have been found. So it found Qt Core, Qt6 Core, Qt6 Core Tools, Qt6, Qt6 Quick. So it's looking okay. Okay. Okay, let's stop that. Let's decrease the level of verbosity of the output. We go with that purpose. So it tries to build 78 Git repos. It built extra CMake modules. The next one is C-Core add-ons. So it's from invent.kd.org/framework/kcore addons.git. Most of these 78 Git repos that are going to be built are from there, from invent.kd.org/framework/something. Internationalization. 78 modules. Okay. So I've already built all of these, and I have a tilde/kd directory which contains that result, the result of building all of the KF6 KDE Frameworks version 6 modules. So let's go Ctrl+C to close this build, and let's remove the tilde/kd directory like that, and move back the previous version of the tilde/kd directory, which was the one with KF6. Okay. Let's close some of these. Okay, file, new tab inside of console. And again, let's look at the path. So kdesrc is in the path, so we can go building kdesrc-build -- verbose and go. So it updates the cloned Git repo inside of tilde/kd/src. It sees if it needs to configure, build, make install something, which is not the case because the source code did not change from yesterday to today. So now we're at module 21 out of 78. So many of the these 78 mostly KF6 modules build correctly. A cross is one package from the porting aids directory, this one. So this existing in KDE 4 is a porting aid in KDE 5 and will not exist in KDE 6. That's why it does not build. Okay, so 10 more KF6 modules to go. Until now, just one module did not build, two. Okay, quick charts. Okay, so two modules did not build. We expect that cross does not build because it should not exist in KDE 6. Let's look at the log if we want to. So the following required packages have been found. It tries to find Qt5, which is not okay. And Qt5 script and KF5, KDE5 frameworks, which is also not okay. Okay. And okay, quick charts. Finished the configure step. Then it started the make step, building of the source code. Let's search for the string error. No match for operator less than const q variant and const q variant. The same thing. Create shader const markout override, but does not override create shader const override. Okay, so also this module is supposed to not build yet. So now let's look at what is the end result. So we have the -kd directory, the source directory where the Git repositories are cloned. There's a directory called frameworks, the same directory that exists on invent.kd.org with the Git repos. Then there's kdesrc-build. That's the first Git repo that we cloned and was used to build the rest. There's this library, this directory, which is from the configuration file from KF6 support. So it says Polkit Qt1, Plasma Wayland protocols, and then the other module set, which is phone on, and phone on VLC. Here are the logs. The latest one is always here, is at the Theme link. Poplar, the third-party library, this one from gitlab.freedesktop.org, and the very first Git repo that is cloned by kdesrc-build, which is repo metadata from invent.kd.org/sysadmin/repo metadata. Okay, this is the Git clones, and this is the CMake build directories, frameworks, libraries, Poplar, and the directory where make install has copied the files. So we have library files, popkit, polkit, poplar, libkf5, I guess the name of the source files is still libkf5, not libkf6. So the usual source files. Everything is with 5. Okay. Even package config is with 5. KF5. Okay. And the CMake files also with KF5. The bin directory. Can we start one of these? Kwallet, ktrash. KQ. Let's see the new stuff dialog. So it depends on Qt modules. In order to run the files from bin, we need to call the prefix file. So cd build frameworks, okay, new stuff. Okay, source prefix file. Let's look at path. Now I have tilde/kd/usr/bin, the first in my path. So let's try to start the new stuff dialog. No. Key activities CLI. No. Show. Okay. So it goes to share Qt6, which is okay. We use the Qt from the distribution, the Linux distribution. it gets the locale from the wrong directory, which is /usr/share. Let's find KF and see where does it take it from. So kdesrc-build. No, it will not find it there. No. So I see USR lib KF5 Blue engine, which is the correct place for this library to exist in. So it started the correct Balusho, which is the one from tilde/kd/usr-bin/Balusho, and with the correct parameters, because I can see tilde/kd/usr used for the other KDE framework so files. Okay, so that was it. That was how to build KDE Frameworks version 6 using kdesrc-build. The KDE Frameworks version 6 is in a heavy development stage. And you will see modules not building completely or successfully, or seg faults and stuff like that when running the executables binaries from the KDE Frameworks 6, the one that you have built. And then as time goes on, more and more KDE applications will be ported and will run correctly using the new version of KDE Frameworks, which is KDE Frameworks 6. Thank you.